I'd like to bring the meeting back to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Fritz,
Here.
Mrs. Galnick,
Here.
Mr. Gibbons.
Here.
Ms. Gore,
Here.
Mrs. Henry,
Here.
Mr. Hutchinson.
Here.
Mr. Johnson,
Here.
Ms. Dentino.
Here.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Here. Can I get a motion for the executive session minutes for June 2nd, 2025?
So moved.
I'm giving that to Mrs. Johnson first, Mrs. Gore second. Thank you. Any questions? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Fritz,
Did you say
Minutes.
roll call? Oh,
Minutes.
so yes.
For the minutes.
Yeah.
Mrs. Galnick,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons.
Yes.
Ms. Gore,
Yes.
Mrs. Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Hutchinson.
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson.
Yes.
Ms. Dentino,
Yes.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Yes. Can I get a motion for the board minutes for the regular and the special meeting, May 12th and then June 2nd?
So moved.
I'm giving that to Mrs. Gore
Second.
first. Thank you, Mrs. Johnson.
Okay.
I'm asking for an amendment to May 12th for, Ms. Gore voted to abstain on a specific staff member, so I'll add that person to the minutes.
Okay, so 4-1 for the regular meeting.
Correct.
We're going to agree that she abstained from both the 28th and the 14th.
You were talking about, that was on the last one.
Oh, that was the last
That was the
one?
last one.
Oh, got it. So maybe my email was confusing. I'm sorry.
But for May 12th, she voted to abstain on a specific employee that
Got
I
it.
will add.
And you're adding that?
Yes,
Okay. And then I also was May 12th, correct?
yes, yours was on there. If it's not on there, I'll make sure it is, but we looked at it, we thought it was on there.
Okay, I didn't see it. Perfect.
It spanned two spots on there, top and bottom.
Oh, got it. Okay. I'll look again. Thank you. No questions? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Fritz,
Yes.
Mrs. Galnick,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons.
Yes.
Ms. Gore,
Yes.
Mrs. Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Hutchinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Dentino,
Yes.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Yes. Mr. Bilodeau, additions to the agenda?
Do have a working microphone. Thank you. We have one addition. I would ask the board put it under new business. It would be after the process is complete, but under new business would be a resolution to approve the annual evaluation of the superintendent.
Thank you. Public comments on agenda items only. If it's on the agenda. Do we have a? Yeah. Agenda items only. Anyone that wants to speak, please give us your name, where you live, just the town. We don't need your address. And I'm going to ask that you use the microphone for recording purposes. Anyone? Seeing none. Report of the solicitor.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Long.
O'Donnell. My items were in executive session.
Perfect. Committee reports, policy committee. May
So
5th.
these were
We
done.
did,
We actually
yes.
just voted on them in the minutes for May 12th.
I was
But
gonna say, I don't remember meeting.
yeah, we did, it was on the last meeting.
Okay. Were all of them? Okay. All last meeting?
We just repeated it.
Mhm. They were very exciting committee reports, just so you know. Report of the superintendent, Mr. Bilodeau.
Thank you, Mrs. O'Donnell. I'd like to request sorry, one. Sorry.
Yeah, we have discussion.
Yeah, sorry. Mr. Hildebrandt is here this evening with us. He is going to report on electronic violence and vandalism report, which is a standard that the state of New Jersey requires of each district. So with that, I think everyone does have a hard copy of that. Mr. Hildebrandt, welcome. spell it out for the board, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Oh, I have it right here.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
All right, so each year, twice a year, we're supposed to report all acts of violence.
You have to hold it.
Okay,
It's attached directly to the camera, so it will not pick up.
Gotcha. Okay. We are to report all acts of violence, vandalism, alcohol, and drug incidents to the Department of Education. We do it in 2 intervals. This one is going to be from September 2024 to December 2024. January to June will be done in the fall then. So these are the different types of incidents we report on: arson, assault, computer trespassing, damage to property, public false alarm, sexual contact, sexual assault, robbery, extortion, kidnapping, fight, substance offense, theft, criminal theft, a threat, trespassing, and weapon offenses. Just some stats here. So essentially what happens is each school sends these, each one of these comes on a piece of paper, a form, comes to our office, we process them, filter them through and upload them to the Department of Education. So all these that you're going to see have already been reported to the Department of Education. So Choose had 2 assaults, 2 simple threats, and 1 fight. You will see police involvement on here. That is simply us telling the SRO what happened. We work closely with our SROs. We tell them each time there is an issue like this, so they are aware. Erie had 1 assault, 1 fight. Blackwood, Glendora, Gloucester Township, James, Lilly, and Union Valley all had nothing. So good job, Blackwood. I think there's a couple people from Blackwood in the audience. That's the first time we ever had 5 schools that all had nothing to report. So Loring Fleming had 5 fights, 3 simple threats. C.W. Lewis had 9 simple threats, 1 sexual contact, 13 fights, 4 assaults, 2 issues of substance, and 1 damage to property. Glen Landing had 2 weapon possessions, 6 fights, 2 simple threats, 2 sexual contacts. I believe those sexual contacts were the same case, going back and forth. And Mullen had 2 weapon possessions, 7 fights, and 1 assault. So these are the different types of training and programs that we do. Well, these are a number of them. And here are the trainings and programs that we utilize at each of their schools. One thing that I'm constantly asked is, what do the numbers look like? What do they say? Like, is this up from before? Is this down from before? I can be honest with you, I've been doing this for 3 years and it's very, very hard to tell. We have a booklet that comes and there's definitions of each of these in the booklet. And when I look at these definitions, it is hard to put some of these in categories. We've had a number of assistant principals new to the district within the last couple of years, and also administrative assistants. Those are the people that fill them out and they give them to us. So when we're looking at that, we're working with them to try to get it right. I got to give it out a shout out to Renee Michelle, because she puts all these in the system and it's a lot. It's a lot of work. And she quickly picked up on it, and it's a hard process to do, but she's been working very closely with each of these schools to figure out which one goes. There's 2 separate forms. We had schools filling them out on the wrong form and they weren't even being reported. So we had to get them on the right forms and report them the right way. So I would say this is the most accurate one we've had in a long time. I feel very secure now with Renee Michelle in that position. With the administrative assistants at each of the buildings, they know what they're doing now, and the vice principals know what they're doing now. So I do believe that going forward, these will be more accurate. And the things that we're doing with the multi-tiered system of supports, PBIS, getting more consistent and well-versed throughout the district, I do think these numbers are going to go down. So any questions from the board?
Any questions?
Looks good, thank you.
All right.
Thank
Thank you,
Hold on
guys.
there, Mr. Hildebrand, before you leave.
Most out.
Later this evening, the Board of Education is going to unfortunately vote upon Mr. Hildebrand's resignation. I wanted to let you know, Mr. Hildebrand, you've been a great young administrator here. And Galloway is fortunate to earn you, and You're gonna do a great job there. So best
Thank
of
you.
luck to you, sir.
Thank you. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. I will be back in July to brag about my residency statistics. But thank you all. It's been such an honor. I've been here for 8, 9 years and I've loved it here. I don't want to leave, but my family's there and it's a new opportunity but I'm always here for this GT too. So, thank you guys.
I have another discussion item. It is, we're gonna label that 7.1A, and it is the board goals meeting. I have asked our field rep if she is available for our next meeting in July, 7/21. That way we don't have to do, a special meeting. We can do them together, to do the board goals. She is available that day, if that works for, Mr. Bilodeau, Mr. Mercoli. The only thing is, there is a board self-eval, and everyone on the board gets to fill that out, and they need to be done prior to the goal meeting. So that's something that will get sent to you, if you could look out for that. You don't have any objection to that, do you, Mr. Bilodeau?
I do not, Ms. Zildana. I believe July 21st is currently the Board of Education's regular meeting for July.
Correct.
So we would put this as part of it, just as the discussion item that evening. Board goals.
Yeah, that's fine. However it has to
Okay.
be, however it has to be done. Yep.
I'm good.
Awesome.
I believe Mr.
Appreciate it.
Foley said he's good as well.
And so I would hope that all of the board members can make an attempt to be there. Goal setting is one of those important meetings.
That's
I-
how does that get out to them?
I think it comes via email, so I'll reach out to our field rep and just make sure, tell her that night works, and then get the ball rolling. I wanted to make sure that it worked for everyone before I confirmed with her and got the ball rolling. So look out for those. If you don't get it in, say, a week, please let me know. Yes.
When you log into your account on NJSBA, it is one of the options on there to choose that word self-eval.
Okay,
The
great.
link is there. I haven't clicked it, but I know it's there. So
Awesome.
just
Perfect.
check it and see if it works.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Report of the superintendent?
Yes, I'd like to ask for a consent resolution for item 7.2A through 7.6 T. 7.6 T.
Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Johnson. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Gore. Any questions on any of those items? Mrs. Hendry?
I have a question on 7.3 B as in boy. In favor of the activity fee, but if this gets approved tonight, when will the parents know of said activity fee? Cause I wouldn't want it to be last minute, especially with people knowing about the technology fee plus now the activity fee. And there are people who have multiple children in this district. And how will they know?
Good evening, Mrs. Hendry. I plan on sending out communications to the parents and guardians relative to those waiting for the board to act upon this evening. I have already met with the athletic directors and the principals know that this is coming. We have met with our technology department. So when parents go through their annual re-registration of their student, where you see the Chromebook fee, they'll also see this as well, so they can pay it there. But it's going to be pursuant to the policy 2436. All parents have to be in good standing with the board, or they would be prevented, students from playing any sports and or being in a club until it's satisfied.
And just so I have a refresh memory, this also means that if it is not paid, they would not be able to attend, like, say, a dance either, correct?
That's correct.
So then this could be open to all students, not just athletes or club participants.
I'll give you an illustration. If you were to have been paying for your school lunch this year, and let's say you owe $500, you need to satisfy that bill first, then pay your $10, and then you would be able to participate in a club or activity or sport.
Is that all, Ms. Hendry?
Um,
Microphone?
Oh, here, I have your microphone. Yours is, I have questions. 7.6, C is in kit. The questions I have with regards to that is, we have some, resignations, and the resignations go from anywhere from a 1-to-1 aide, teachers, PE teachers, things like that. We've been doing surveys, and I know that we can't get into specifics of why people are leaving, but is it due to, distance, being closer to home? Is it, new opportunity? Is it money? Is it morale? Is it culture? Why are people wanting to leave us?
I believe that Mr. Mercado has been here before and has partially answered that. I think all the different rationale that you just listed are part of reasons for people to resign. I know that, we just had Mr. Hildebrand here. It's probably, a complex answer for him. Opportunity, proximity to where he resides. So I do know that each person that does leave the board still does get the email to have an opportunity to speak. So we can delve through those answers and come up with when those choose to answer. Often employees don't answer that.
I mean, I would like to see, because, we've had so many resignations, month after month, what is the root of the cause? Is it, is it distance? Is it culture? What is it? I mean, even if we have 10 responses, I mean, just so we have it.
I would also like to see if there's, a number of how many left in the last month and how many actually filled it out. Do you know, I'd like to see those numbers as well.
That's all I have, Frank.
Is that all you had?
For that section of my notes, yes.
Any other questions regarding that? No? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Fritz,
Yes.
Mrs. Galnick,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons,
Yes.
Ms. Gore,
Yes.
Mrs. Hendry,
Okey doke. So I am abstaining on 7.6, B. I'm also abstaining on 7.6 R. And I am saying no on check number 1. Oh, that's different. All right. All right. See, there you go. I was just so excited. Just say no.
Yes, on the balance?
okay, Mr. Hutchinson,
Abstaining on 7.6 H ID 5721.
I'm sorry, slower, 5-7,
21.
thank you.
Abstain on 7.6 S, yes on the balance.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Dentino,
Yes.
Ms. O'Donnell,
I am abstaining on 7.6C, number 3746. 7.6G, 0593, 3705. And then yes on the balance.
noted.
Can I get the report of the business administrator, please?
Under item 8, asking for the board's approval of 8.1 through 8.7I.
Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Mrs. Johnson, thank you. Mrs. Gore, second. Questions?
I could start.
Please.
I apologize for not emailing these to you earlier, but, so 8.6A, the floor cleaner for like 100,000, does that help us with that money in the cafeteria that we have to spend? Is that what that is?
What number is that on there?
It's 8.6A.
6A. I just want to look at it real quick.
It's like a floor cleaner.
Yes, this, two things. First of all, it goes for cleaning the actual kitchens themselves. And it's also part of the audit of spending down that money
Right.
from the audit. So it's
It's
two
gonna help with
purposes.
that. Okay.
And this is one of the things you are allowed to spend the money on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other one, check 137621 was for mulch from the county conservatory.
Can you just say that number again, please?
137621.
Thank you.
The check was for county conservatory for mulch. And we have, the MUA has mulch that we make over there, right? And they ask us for buses to provide for, for different things. And they ask that
The
Awful.
MUA or the township?
the township MUA, I mean,
Okay.
but it's now the sewer utility, I guess. It's not the MUA.
Are they buying that mulch or they?
We paid for mulch,
Oh, so,
but we give them buses, like they'll ask us, can you guys provide us busing? And we're eating the cost for that. They're creating mulch over there and we're paying for mulch from an outside company. Is there any way we can maybe say, hey, can we have free mulch? It's
We can have-
the taxpayers'
we
money.
can ask that.
That leads to my question.
Can
For,
we see if,
Okay.
see if he's done first?
okay,
Yeah, and then the HVAC invoice for, I guess, Peterson, is that we still have no movement on hiring staff to do that ourselves?
No, we do have two full-time HVAC technicians. It's just, it's 13 buildings, so we're still using assistance from outside companies.
Okay. That's all I had.
Is that all? Mrs. Hendry?
yep, 8.5D as in Disney. To your point, Keith, the township is asking for a donation of buses. What is the cost of this donation? Like if they were to hire the buses, like what is it costing us? Cause we're gonna have to pay the bus drivers, correct?
Yeah, of course. Without knowing the actual days and hours, I can't give you a number to that, but I can
It-
tell you by looking at the number of trips, it's gotta be in the several low thousands probably.
So, yeah, cause it says not to exceed a total of 20 total trips.
Yeah.
Um,
Not knowing the hours, I can't really put a number to it, but
So-
knowing what the bus drivers make in 20 trips, you add that up, I'm sure we're gonna be somewhere in the area of, 2 to 4,000 probably.
okay. And the reason we do this for this donation,
To have a good relationship with the town, I guess.
It's for the junior police.
They ask that every
academy. Our students
listen, my
go-
three
to go.
kids go to the junior police academy too, but it's just, the cost of it, if, like, to your point, could it be a barter system? If we're spending, or we're giving them 4,000 to use our buses, then can we have $4,000 worth of mulch?
That was my point.
Yeah, so
It's
that's,
coming out, it's just, the same taxpayers paying the dollar amount.
so.
However, it's coming out of our budget, what we need to spend money on here versus what they're spending.
Yeah. So that was my question. And then the other question I have is 8.6B as in boy, these dual uses. What is the long-term goal to ensure that we're not doubling up on spaces?
Well, this is very common to have dual use things and they really haven't really changed from year to year. Other than when preschool came in, the requirements of preschool. Obviously, we're looking at possibly putting up another building, so that's going to aid a lot in cramming some of these students in the rooms that they're you know, they probably, that we're expanding. So having a building is probably gonna help that issue. That's probably the only
Okay.
explanation I can give you right now.
All right. Thank you.
Any other questions? I want to hear about check number 137546. And that is the electric bill at Mullen. It is outrageous. And
Yeah.
what have we done? We've been talking about this for months.
I have a couple explanations and thoughts for everyone here. I've been on the phone with them and me being on the phone is gonna get us nowhere. So two things I've looked at. I've looked at the electric bills of the entire district by school. So the two bills that are really out of control compared to the rest are Union Valley and Ann Mullen. Both of them run chillers to chill the entire school district. No other building has that type of system. So when you look at like an electric bill of Lewis, it'll be like $6,000 a month. And then you'll look at Union Valley and it's $17,000 a month. And Lewis is twice as big as Union Valley. So the only thing that could come into play is probably the makeup of the chilling system in the district. The only thing I can say right now, and I've started to inquire about it, is if we want to contract with an energy company to come in and review that for us. Because I'm getting nowhere with the electric company. They credit us like, they changed the meter, they actually changed the meter, and we got a credit for like $1,700 is what they gave us.
I thought it was 18.
Mrs. Detina, can you turn your?
No, what,
She gonna borrow
she asked when the chillers were put in, but the only reason it's coming to your attention right now is because prior to this year, we did one PO for all the electric. So you never saw it by building. The only reason you're questioning it now is because, yeah, that's the way it was.
So
It's just
I
now they're individualized and you're seeing it for the first time.
went back when we first started this discussion many months ago. I went back and looked at specifically Mullen bills for the last few years. It has more than quadrupled. There's no explanation for it. None of the other schools did, just theirs.
The only thing I can say is to get an energy audit. You know, I'm sure we're gonna have to pay something for it, but compared to what we're paying on the two bills, it's gonna be more than worth it, I guess.
Did we already do don't we have a energy binder that's this thick?
That was from
I want,
2017. I mean, things have changed.
This might be a stupid question, but does a chiller run in the wintertime as well?
It does, actually,
does?
yeah.
Okay. What's that?
what does
You know,
it chill in the wintertime?
It's the only source of airflow in the district, so.
Mullen is chill. I'm just saying.
So in Union Valley's the same thing, so they both do the same type of, the
So
only thing,
the chiller chills from
It's-
Mullen to choose? He says it covers the whole district.
no, it covers the whole school.
It covers, but you said district.
Oh, it's covers the whole school.
Thank you, thank you. I was just
No,
like-
no. Glen Landing has a partial chiller just in the 600 wing. But they're the only ones with chillers. I would recommend, and I started to inquire about companies that come out and do that. is for
One
them
at a
to
time,
actually-
please.
For them to actually audit our electric bills for maybe, maybe a 3 to 5 year period and see what they're coming up with and where we're seeing a disassociation in the bill, where it happened. Because they did change it, and I looked at the bill. If you looked at the bill, they billed us for one thing from X, from date X to B, and then for the new system, they billed us another thing, and it was the same amount of money. It's not the actual meter.
It's astronomical. Something has to give.
I'll inquire about it and I'll come back to you. Maybe we can have a buildings and grounds committee meeting, and we can talk about like the proposals I got of I don't know if you want to do the entire district or you just want to do like Mullen and Union Valley. The other ones are fairly consistent.
Yeah.
With what
Right. What was Mullen this year? Do you have it? $26,000? I mean, it was
No,
it was
Mullen was $226,000 and Union Valley was 136.
for the year,
Yeah.
not, Okay,
year.
I meant this month.
Oh, the month was
This
27,000.
$27,000. That's
For
I have-
electric. yeah.
I
for
have one-
electric.
I have one more question. So,
Sure.
so if, by chance the board votes no on said check number, right?
Mhm.
And it passes that, let's say the board says, you know what, we're not paying this. What happens?
I mean, I would hope they're not gonna shut the meter off to the school, but if it was your house, they would. I don't really know what's gonna happen.
1 month, no, typically they let it go a couple months, but not that I know. of.
Answer that.
It's 5 years.
Yeah, they would treat it much like your home. I think that we would get nasty letters and threats of shut-offs and various notices to comply within a certain date to avoid a shut-off.
All right,
I say
But we'll
we,
be able
I,
to talk to somebody though, right?
Yeah, yeah, maybe they'll call you.
I can get them on the phone now. They're saying the bill's the bill. That's why they changed the meter out. They thought there might have been a meter problem. They said there's not a meter problem. So I think we need someone to actually look at it and actually tell us there's something wrong or no, it's right.
Was the chiller there 4 years ago, 3 years
yeah,
ago, last year? Then it just doesn't make sense. It just
Yeah.
doesn't. Please pull the last 3 years of Mullen bills and compare month to month to month.
Yeah, I mean,
take a look at it.
electric usage or electric costs going up, which, yeah, it's gone up, but I don't think it's gone up
Yeah.
that much.
No, because then all the other schools would be the same percentage increase. and
Yeah,
They're just
and,
not.
you know, for Lewis to have a $6,000 bill and Ann Mullen to have, you know, a $27,000 bill.
Doesn't make sense.
Something's not,
Jen?
something's not right there.
Yes.
I just have one question.
Turn your, is your, oh, thank you.
Uh-huh. I don't know if you've said this or not or clarified it. In the summer months, do you notice it going higher compared to
Oh,
the
yeah.
winter months? So you
Yeah.
believe it is related
Well,
to the air
actually, we shouldn't
conditioning,
see, we should see it go down this summer because there is no chiller. We're ripping it out. It won't be back up probably to the mid-August. So, we should see it drop.
If that's what's going
Yeah.
on.
Are there any computer servers at these two schools more
Yeah,
than
they,
at
you know,
other schools?
they're off. Yeah.
They're off? Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Fritz,
Yes.
Mrs. Galnick,
Yes.
Mr. Givens,
I am no on check 137579. And I no on 8.4J with subletter G. Yes on the balance.
Ms. Gore,
Yes.
Mrs. Henry,
I am a no on 8.4J as in Jupiter. I am no on check number 137546. Check number 137579, yes on the balance.
Mr. Hutchinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
I'm a no on check number 137546, 137579, 137869. Abstain on 137595 and 137718. Yes on the balance.
noted. Ms. Dentino,
Yes.
Ms. O'Donnell,
I am protesting. It's my favorite right. And I am a no on check number 137546 until we figure things out.
I'm gonna change mine to no on that also then.
137546.
Yeah.
I thought you did put no for that. You already
Oh,
did.
did I?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought I had 5.
He did 579,
And 546.
add 546. Thanks for the support,
For the-
Mr. Gibbons.
I didn't realize I didn't say it. I'm looking at my
I
notes.
thought he did put no for,
No, he said 579,
yeah, I have 579, I
Yeah,
have
I missed it.
869.
and he said 546.
Yeah, 546. No. I have no for 546, 579, and 869 for him.
8.4J,
8.4
Yeah,
J
One,
sub
J.
G.
3, 7, 5, 4, 6. I was looking at Ms. Johnson.
Could I have done just a specific letter?
What's that?
Yeah, I would like. to do that.
Okay.
I was forward.
We're not, wait, before we do this, please, I am yes on the balance. Mrs. Hendry, you may change your vote.
Yeah, I'm not a no on all. I'm not a no on all of them. I'm just no, I'm a hard no for, J, and then sub G. The others are fine, I guess. I
Okay.
thought if I was no on one, I had to be no on
No.
all of them.
Always pull it out. You guys
Okay,
Eight
sorry.
point,
8 point.
what is it again?
8.4.
J G.
And the 2 checks, right?
Yes,
And the 2 checks.
yes. I'm learning, sorry.
You're good. It's fine. We good?
All right.
Any old business? Are you caught up, Mr. Billino? I know it's.
I'm gonna leave you the
Oh,
notes.
I'm gonna watch the video back. Thank goodness there's sound. It was a mess.
I apologize.
That's okay. You're good.
I wanted to compliment the middle school administrators and the middle school staff for
Yeah.
all their hard work in the graduations that all went off last week. I believe that the number was about 780 total eighth graders that are going to move on to high school. So thank everybody who participated in all the different programs for those eighth graders, and hope they do great things in their high school careers.
Thank you. We're skipping new business, right? Public comments on any items. Again, I'm just gonna ask that you raise your hand. I'll call on you, name where you live, and please speak into the microphone. Anyone with comments? Any items? Hi.
Hello, my name is Ashley DeMarco. I'm from Sicklerville, New Jersey. Good evening to all of you. The last 2 years have been a roller coaster ride, but I've enjoyed my time at Blackwood despite the highs and lows. Blackwood is my home. I come in early, I leave late. Most say why? Well, as much as it can be a stressful and exhausting day, I love my job. I truly do. The staff at Blackwood and the students motivated me, inspired me to go back to school to become a teacher myself. Something you should know about me is that I will always stick up for my family, friends, staff, and students in my school. My whole life, I've done this for others and never for myself. That's one thing my parents always wanted me to do. There have been a handful of moments at Blackwood where I did not stand up for myself, whether it was in regards to parents, staff, or more importantly, admin. There were times where myself and another staff member would let admin know that things were occurring in the office that were not right, inappropriate behavior and inappropriate comments, and much more. Later on, actions would be taken against myself and another staff member. We presented evidence against the admin who put us in an unfortunate circumstance. I was going to stand up for myself because our other admin did not, and he let it get to the severity it did without any sort of intervention or a call for mediation. The accusations held against me were found baseless, and I was able to move on. When the storm calmed, I was brought to the admin building. I was told that I would be moved to another school, that I was given a second chance, that I was part of the problems at Blackwood, but nothing was ever elaborated or explained to me. I was never asked about what I presented, what was occurring at Blackwood, or anything about myself, just simply moved, and I should be grateful I was renewed. It was hard to accept. It broke my heart. I wrote a letter pleading for my drive, my passion, and love for the school. I received a response to my letter a little while later, and I was told that my letter was sincere and it can be seen how much it means to me to be there. But to change their decision would make them look poor. I was told Mr. Lessman, the principal at GT, was an amazing person. The school was great and that I would be okay. As I started to slowly accept that I would be there, I also made it aware I wouldn't be able to stay as a secretary past the winter break due to my own school schedule. Mr. Mercado encouraged me to apply for a substitute position. On the last day of school, I found out that the admin who brought me a deal of emotional and mental anguish, and at one point physical anguish, would not be returning to our school. But the thing I am struggling with and sick over is that the admin who enabled all the emotional and verbal abuse towards me to continue from the other admin was going to GT with me and I would have to remain his secretary. The information has made me physically sick, emotionally distressed, and has caused me to not be myself. I am to continue working under and for the person who let my abuser continue treating me however she wanted, as well as other staff members, all because I put the information in the hands of people I thought would hear me out. I understand in the interest of Mr. Bilodeau to give Blackwood a fresh slate, but you are leaving that front office with no guidance, no returning admin, and no returning secretaries. That is a school that I believe will have close to 600 students this year,
Please continue.
close to 600 students this year with the influx of incoming kindergarten registrations. You are sending an admin who normally has 200 students to a school that has almost 3 times the amount. 2 new secretaries who will be hit hard with so much new information and very little guidance. There are students in that school who come to the front office seeking advice or help from myself or our other secretary, but neither of us will be there. No familiar secretaries or no familiar admin. No guidance on our students who need and crave familiarity and normalcy. We were that for them. There are certain students who have routines and regiments. I haven't been given the opportunity to help a new secretary come into that spot and introduce them to the usual suspects, to show them how the office needs to flow, what needs to change, what could be better, how to navigate certain parents and guardians, which teachers do need a little reminder for the usual things here and there, and an introduction to the kids who need someone to say hi to, and so on. This would also apply to admin. Mr. Lessman is no doubt an extremely capable admin and a fantastic principal, but is going to take an adjustment period to get a full feel for Blackwood. Mr. Lessman, the new front office staff, the faculty, students, and Blackwood community deserve that. I am just asking to give me the opportunity to help Blackwood and its new admin start up for the summer and into the fall. I am not asking to stay forever. Let me help the office settle in and have its clean slate. Blackwood will never be able to heal without a little bit of help. I need to heal as well. I cannot go to GT with the person who contributed to my distress. It is eating away at me. Allow me to help where I can, and then I can move on if I'm able to. I just want to do right by the school, the staff, the admin, the parents, and most importantly, the kids. If I am given the opportunity, it will not go to waste. It will not be taken lightly, and I won't squander it. I know I am taking a risk by writing and asking this, but after all that I've been through, not at Blackwood, but in my life, it is better to take the risk than to say what if for the rest of my life.
Any other comments? Public comments? Anything? Yes, anything. This is it. Yeah, this is it. Please use the microphone.
Dorothy Hope DeLeo, terminated employee of Gloucester Township Schools. I've been here several times. I was terminated November 6th, 2024. I received a letter from Mr. Trow, the Assistant Superintendent of Instruction, and I received that letter on April the 16th. So that's 5.5 months after termination that I received the letter. And he sent it to me recognizing my 35 years of service many months after I was already terminated. He said it was an oversight that I was not recognized. Sure it was. Okay, let's go to Mr. Mercado and Desiree Mercado. Mr. Mercado is the personnel director. Desiree Mercado is the benefit specialist. Now, I've been terminated since November 6th, like I said, and I had 24 years and 7 months contracted time. Even though I had 37 years in with the district, 24 years, 7 months were contracted. You need to have 25 years of contracted time to get your benefits. I was terminated short of 5 months. Do I have my benefits? No, I don't have my benefits, Mr. Bilodeau. I would like to know, I did ask this question at the last minute, the meeting I attended. I would like to know how Orlando Mercado, the personnel director, and Desiree Mercado, the benefit specialists are related. I went down to see Desiree 2 times. I wanted to ask her some questions about my benefits. I wanted to ask her some questions. After all, I got 37 years in. Both times I heard that she was at a meeting. Again, I'm going to ask, how are they related? I'm a taxpayer. I pay a heck of a lot of money in taxes. I would like to know how they're related. If they're related and how they're related. Now, I remember, Mr. Bilodeau, your answer to that question. Now, I don't believe it. Your answer was, do you remember your answer?
I do.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to ask it again. Dan, are they related?
Same answer as last time. No, they are not. Whether you believe it or not, they are not.
And they work in the same office? And your answer was, no, just like the Smiths.
Mrs. DeLeo, can I just interrupt you for a minute? I know the timer went off, but
Oh, okay.
so joining this board, I did a lot of research. If you know anything about me, I am big on pay to play, nepotism. I pull out who gives political donations here and there. When I see a name on an agenda, I do a deep dive. And I ask a lot of people to help me research. And that was researched by me and several people that I know. And we could not find a connection between the two. So I'm just letting you know.
I
Just
appreciate
letting
that.
you know.
But
Okay.
it would be like me, it would be like 2 DeLeos to work in the administration.
Well, I
level.
think that last name is Smith Jones O'Donnell, quite
No,
honestly.
Smith is common, but Mercado isn't. But anyway. I'm
Let me
not
see if
getting-
anyone else has anything else they want to contribute, and then I would love to come back to you if necessary, okay?
Okay.
Thank
Who
you.
wants to make-
Is there anyone else? Yes, ma'am. Oh, he's next. Oh, he is absolutely.
I left
Hi.
school to come here tonight.
Hey,
I just-
name?
Kelly Porter. I live on Zorel Drive in Blackwood. I just wanted to come and speak for the end of the year because my son Gregory started this year in the worst condition after we felt he was placed inappropriately. Following testing, we agreed to an MD placement for next year at CW Lewis. And I couldn't be happier. Mr. Bilodeau, thank you for everything because it was you who called me on the phone and spoke to me when we homeschooled our son for several months because we knew that wasn't the right placement. And I can't tell you how proud I am of you and like everything you did to bring him back and include him and then make his schedule right with Mr. Emerson. Mr. Emerson, I was volunteering in the school at Loring Fleming like the day before the last day. My son actually had like inclusion. He got to do the class trip. He got to finish the school. We did water, ice, and pretzels. My son didn't have the opportunity to order his 5th grade yearbook because he was being homeschooled, and Mr. Emerson gave him his brand new yearbook in the room when they were doing the signing, and we had no idea.
Aw.
You can't make up the class act that Loring Fleming is. Dr. Rose, I hope one day he's Dr. Martin's successor because I think he'd be amazing in it. I think there's not every day that you meet people who genuinely care. And my son could not have went home on homebound and then came back the way he did if it wasn't for Mr. Bilodeau calling me on the phone and setting up the placement that he did with Dr. Rose, Mr. Emerson, with the whole school. And I just wanted to come and say thank you because I'm so, other than the stats of the fighting at CW Lewis, I was so excited for CW Lewis because we're Indians, me and my husband. So I just wanted, there's a lot going on in your district and I don't know what's happening, but I know for my son, I'm so proud of Dr. Rose, Mr. Emerson, the whole way that they let my son finish that year. We did the Clementon Park trip. We did the yearbook. My son came home with his first yearbook with all these signatures, including Mr. Emerson's. This doesn't come from everyone. I really asked Kevin O'Brien if he could send Mr. Emerson to Lewis, and he told me no. So wholeheartedly, I just wanted to come and tell you how proud I am, Mr. Bilodeau, because this doesn't happen every day. Like literally was shopping for private Catholic schools and I knew he couldn't do it there. So I just want to just reiterate how proud I am and how much it means to the parents that you listen to us. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you for coming out, Mrs. Porter, and sharing that. I recall the several meetings that you have been to advocating for your kid, and I think every parent should do that the way that you did that, and I'm so glad that you're pleased with how things are going. That's awesome. Yes, sir. What's your name?
Okay, this is Jason Nova. I'll stand. Good evening, members of the board. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tanya Ramos, and I wanted to continue that same sentiment that the parent had, that you can't fake caring. And I'm here tonight as a parent to speak on behalf of Miss Carly Calclough, Miss C. She's affectionately known by all her kids as Miss C. She was my son's kindergarten teacher at Blackwood Elementary. And I cannot overstate the incredible impact that Miss C has had on my child during his first year of school. As a first-time parent, I was naturally anxious how he would adjust, but Miss C made this transition smooth. She was very supportive. She was very joyful. You could enter that classroom and see how much the kids enjoyed school. I believe that a lot of the growth that my wonderful son has had is a direct result of her professionalism, her compassion, and her dedication. She consistently maintained open and honest communication with families and made every parent feel welcomed and involved in their child's education, whether it was organizing classroom celebrations, which I know she often funded herself or coordinated through parent donations, or sending weekly updates. She created a classroom environment built on warmth, trust, and inclusion. One gesture that stayed with me was how she kept extra snacks available for her kids who came to school without any. And as a single parent, there were times when I would be running behind, or I'd be late, or I would not have enough financially and be struggling. And I knew that my son would be okay going to Miss C's class. Oh, sorry. But also at a time, excuse me, at a time when schools across the country are facing a shortage of qualified teachers, we should be doing everything we can to retain the great educators we already have. Miss C is one of those great educators, and it does break my heart to see someone who loves their job have to lose it. Her commitment, her empathy, her impact, as you can see here with all the parents who have come to support her, the kids who have come to support her, are exactly what we should be keeping in our schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mercedes Sembert. I'm also here to support Miss C. I just have something to read about her. My name is Mercedes, and my daughter Melody, who's here with me today. She was in her kindergarten class last year. I don't know who was more nervous about her starting school between me and her, but Miss C reassured us from day one that Melody would be fine. We maintained an open communication and worked together to ensure Melody had a successful first year. As a first-time mother with a child who did not attend preschool, I had so many questions and concerns about her success because I knew my daughter was special and may need more help than her peers. She had an expressive speech delay and was often misunderstood outside of family. Miss C worked diligently to learn what our family calls Melanese, which was her own language. She had enunciation as well as pronunciation issues when it came to saying certain words and letters. But Miss C said not to worry and suggested Melody be evaluated for speech classes at Blackwood. Once Melody was approved, once Melody was approved for her IEP services in speech, Miss Blackley and her reading teacher, Miss Aaronworth, as well as Miss C, didn't stop there. She also made time to work one-on-one with Melody during her free periods of the day to give her extra time and attention she needed. This in turn boosted a newfound confidence in my daughter. It fostered a love for learning and exploring so much so that Melody hated to miss school, even when she was sick. Miss C's dedication to helping Melody learn her ABCs, numbers, colors, learning to write her name, and so much more were instrumental to her success in first grade this year. I can wholeheartedly say that she gave my daughter the essential building blocks to achieve whatever she puts her mind to. She is passionate about teaching and goes above and beyond for all her students to meet them right where they are and help them grow. Miss C made such an impact on Melody that she visited her from the first day of school up until the very last day this year. I can't imagine Melody not being able to visit Miss C next year. She has been a safe place for her since she started school, and she also gave me peace of mind and knowing that my daughter would be supported and nurtured when not in my care. Melody finished the fourth marking period this year with 3 A's, 1 B, and in her core subjects. And the first thing she said was, I cannot wait to tell Miss C. Miss C is not just a teacher, she's a mother figure, a nurturer, friend, and confidant to all of her students. She loves teaching and loves students beyond measure. Miss C has so much more to do and so much more to give the students of Blackwood Elementary. I stand here today in solidarity with Miss C, her colleagues, all the parents who came out, and we ask that you reconsider because she's a really great teacher. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak?
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I am here to speak on behalf of Miss C. Kyer. My daughter Ella had Miss C for kindergarten last year. I truly believe that kindergarten is one of the most important years of school because it establishes a foundation for learning for our kids. And Miss C just did that for Ella and her entire class. She worked hard to make every child feel at home in class and developed a desire to learn. Ella thrived in her class. She woke up every morning excited to go to school because she was looking forward to learning and spending time with Miss C. She always created a positive and engaging learning environment so that Ella could discover and develop the fundamental learning and social skills that kids need. Kindergarten is hard for parents because our children are so young, and Miss C made us parents feel comfortable and assured that our kids were in good hands. Miss C would always go above and beyond for her students. She attended one of Ella's gymnastics competitions, which brought tears to Ella's eyes. She would eat lunch with the kids. One of Ella's favorite memories is when Miss C threw a wedding for Q and U, which Ella will always cherish and remember. Miss C always wanted her students to feel special, and on the last day of school, she wore a dress that all of her students drew artwork on. That was just very, very special to see that. I referred to Miss C as Miss Honey from the movie Matilda. She is so sweet, so kind, so passionate about what she does. My daughter absolutely adored her, and she was always so available for myself and for the other parents that it was easy to have a great relationship with her too. Even this year, when Ella was in first grade, she would go back and visit Miss C. Ella still talks about her all of the time and was always so happy whenever she saw her in the halls of Blackwood Elementary. Miss C really is an amazing teacher and such a huge asset to Blackwood Elementary School.
Would anyone else like to speak?
Sorry that I don't move up to the front.
You're
Hi, my
okay.
name is Angelica Acevedo. I have two amazing kids in Blackwood Elementary. Missy was my daughter's kindergarten teacher. Sorry if I get emotional. My daughter, that's her best friend. She goes up to her class every single day. There's not a day that she doesn't go visit Missy. She helped my daughter through a whole lot of stuff, especially us being bilingual, me being afraid that my daughter won't understand the language. Missy took the extra step to be there with her and help her throughout the whole situation. My mother leaving on vacation, Missy was there for her. My daughter I'm telling you, there's never a day that my daughter doesn't talk about Missy. Missy is her best friend, her safe spot. She goes to her classroom every day, hugs her. No, if she's not there, she's asking me, hey mom, why did Missy come to school? She's stalking her. That's her best friend. And she, every single time, if I send her an email or something, she gets back to me. If I need any help, she'll help me. If my daughter needs extra help, she's there. Please think about it. She's the best teacher I ever had a connection with, especially for her being her first time being in kindergarten. Her safe spot, that literally when I tell you that there's not even a single day that she doesn't run to her classroom to go give her a hug. She could literally go to her classroom and talk to her about anything, and Missy would be there to comfort her. Please think about it. She's the best teacher ever. I'm sorry, I didn't even read the note that I wrote because I got so emotional, but please think about it.
Thank you. Any others? Yes, ma'am.
Also probably going to get very emotional.
Okay, your name?
Christina Chikwa. Good luck.
He needs it, not me. I'm good.
Again, here on behalf of Miss C. Oh, she was my son's kindergarten teacher last year. She had a tremendous impact on him. Not only did she prepare him academically, but also in his social interactions. My husband and I have been through quite a few teachers in Gloucester Township schools with our daughter and now our son. We have encountered exceptional teachers, just fine teachers, and lastly, the teachers who just kind of want to get through the day. Miss C is one of the most exceptional teachers that we have had the pleasure to have. She is also the most transparent and communicative. She gives updates, reminders, changes to schedules. Whenever we had to reach out to her, her answers were always prompt. Even if she wasn't there that day, she was getting back to us. My son had a very hard time leaving us in the mornings for school. The only thing that helped him was knowing that he would see Miss C when he got to school. Even now, as a first grader, like all the other kids, if he has an overwhelmingly emotional day, he knows that he can just go down to Miss C's classroom and she can give him a hug, help him through his sadness or his anxiety. Knowing that he has and had a teacher that cares so much for his well-being is a huge relief for us as parents. I don't know that I can adequately put into words how incredible a teacher Miss C is. There are tons of singular instances that I can bring up. How she let my son see our family picture when he was missing us. How she made all of the kids smile when she stopped by his birthday party. How she made him so excited to read and learn that he literally could not wait to tell us as soon as he got off the bus what super kid story they were working on today. And the list goes on and on. She has impacted the lives of so many students and families for the better. I don't know if my son would be doing as well as he is if not for her. Losing Miss C would be a devastating loss, not only to my son, but to many of the students at Blackwood Elementary. I sincerely hope that the school board decides to reverse this decision. There are not enough teachers like her in this district.
Hello, Andrea Pritchett. I am writing to express my deep appreciation for Miss C, who has been nothing short of amazing this school year. This was my daughter Nala's first year in public school, which was nerve-wracking for me as a parent, especially coming from the comfort of watching her on daycare cameras. But after meeting Miss C, I was immediately reassured that Nala was in good hands, and throughout the year, Miss C actions constantly confirmed that. Nala absolutely loved going to school because of Miss C. On days when Miss C was out sick, Nala would come home and tell me just how much she missed her. That alone speaks volumes. Miss C truly made a difference in her life, and I know she's done the same for many others. As a parent who volunteered for nearly every opportunity I could, I had the chance to witness firsthand how dedicated, patient, and passionate Miss C is. She cares deeply for each and every one of her students, treating them with kindness and respect while helping them grow both academically and emotionally. It is sincere hope that my daughter in the years to come will continue to be able to visit the kindergarten teacher who made such a meaningful impact on her life. Removing Miss C from her position will not only be a great loss to the school, but also a disservice to the many children and families who benefit from her presence. Thank you for taking the time to consider the value of the heart Miss C brings to your school. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Stevie. My daughter Charlotte Foster, and I'm also writing and speaking on behalf of Miss C. I'm writing this letter as a parent of a former student, Miss C's at Blackwood Elementary, to strongly express my support for the renewal of Carly Cockwell for the upcoming school year. From the very beginning of my daughter's kindergarten year, it was very clear to me that Miss C was deeply committed to her students. At the start of the school year, my daughter had trouble writing her name. What she wrote was just a mix of letters, out of order and barely recognizable, and not even in a straight line, if we're being honest. It was a real challenge for her, and as a parent, I was worried she would fall behind. But thanks to Miss C's patience, encouragement, and consistent guidance, we saw incredible progress. By the end of that year, not the school year, by the end of that year, she was writing her full name legibly and confidently, a huge milestone we were so proud of, and I truly credit to the nurturing support she received in the classroom. My daughter had grown not only academically, but emotionally and socially under Miss C's guidance. In a Title I school community, I recognize how vital it is to have compassion and committed educators, and Miss C is exactly that. My husband and I were both fortunate to volunteer in the classroom many times last year, and we got to witness Miss C consistently going above and beyond to ensure every student felt valued, included, and encouraged. Her classroom has always been a safe and welcoming environment that nurtures curiosity, kindness, and confidence. As a parent, I could not have asked for a better introduction to my daughter's educational journey. Communication between Miss C and the parents was consistent and thoughtful, and I always felt that Miss C genuinely cared about my daughter's individual needs and success. My daughter's entering the second grade this upcoming school year, and she will still draw pictures for Miss C, tell me she wants to make something for Miss C, and even went through her jewelry box to give Miss C a pair of earrings as a because I love her gift last year. My daughter thinks of Miss C more than me, and that's not even an exaggeration. It's clear to me that Miss C is not just teaching the basics. She's building a foundation that gives the students the confidence to learn and grow. Her ability to meet students where they are, especially in a Title I setting, is truly special. My daughter came home excited to share what she learned and felt proud of herself, and that's a gift every parent hopes for in a teacher. Our school is fortunate to have educators like Miss C who bring such passion and dedication to their work. I sincerely hope she is given the opportunity to continue serving our students and community. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you. Mrs. DeLeo, are you good? Well, so you come here a lot. We hear a lot from you. I appreciate that. If you have anything new to say, I would be willing to listen. But I do hear you. I know. We cannot talk about employee issues. You understand that? I appreciate that. Thank you. Are we gonna do board member comments? Or should
Why don't we
go
do
back?
board member comments
Okay.
now? while we
And
close
then-
public hearing,
and then go back in.
into executive
Okay, got you. So board member comments? Only if you turn on your microphone, Mrs. Dentino. We're gonna do board member comments and then we're gonna go back into exec.
I wanted to just congratulate all the graduates this year. I had gone to Glen Landing School and it was a nice ceremony. And then I'd also like to thank Mrs. Porter, I don't know if she's still here or not, for coming out. A lot of times we hear, things that people are unhappy with, concerns they have, issues that are going on. But we rarely get to have people come back in and give the positive feedback when things have turned around and you've gotten the things that you need. So I appreciate you coming back in, letting us know that.
Thank you. Any other board members?
I just wanted to say congratulations to all the graduates. I also went to graduation at Lewis School, and it was really great to see all the students and their successes. So congratulations to all of them.
Yeah, I would also like to congratulate all the eighth graders moving on to high school. It's always good to see them moving on and growing up, but it's also sad. So thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
I went to graduation as well, and I will be honest, at first I was like, eighth grade graduation, like, why are we making such a big deal about this? But watching this, and there was 2 students crying, and it reminded me when I graduated high school, but it is a big step for these eighth graders. So I am really happy and proud that we as a district make a big deal out of this. And wishing everybody well and a great summer, and thank you for coming out.
Anyone else? I also did graduation at Mullen, and saw not only the sobbing kids in the audience, but certain board members couldn't really control themselves either, Mrs. Hendry. And it is always great to recognize our kids, whether it's star students, whether it's, going to see their shows, the band, all of those things. I also wanted to congratulate Mr. Hildebrand on his move. I almost voted no just because I would have been the only one. It would have went through anyway, but still,
There are laws against.
There are, even though we don't want him to leave.
Forced employment is. not-
So I just want to thank you for your service to the district. We know how hard you worked for us. You wore a lot of hats, and we certainly do appreciate that. I also want to thank everyone who came out to the meeting and spoke, and I know maybe still will. I'm a huge advocate that I go out and talk about what I believe in, and that's actually what got my behind in this chair many, many years ago. So I just appreciate you guys, especially the younger people who come out. We see you and we hear you, and we so appreciate the kids that come out and advocate for what they believe in as well. So can I get a motion to go back into exec? Mrs. Johnson, Mr. Gibbons.
We are down to 2 matters of personnel. Will be at least an hour, I would say. We'll come back after the hour and update anyone who's still remaining. We will have an agenda item on the superintendent's evaluation.
We need a roll call, yes.
You need a roll.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Fritz,
Yes.
Mrs. Galnick,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons,
Yes.
Ms. Gore,
Yes.
Mrs. Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Hutchinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dentino,
Yes.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Yes.
If you vote no on a vote no on a resignation about his desire to leave and hold him to that. What are we gonna do? So he's. That's literally what it is.
That's so great.
All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring the meeting back to order. Can I get a roll call, Mr. Bilodeau?
Yes, you can. Mrs. Fritz,
Here.
Ms. Galnick,
Here.
Mr. Gibbons,
Here.
Ms. Gore,
Here.
Mrs. Henry,
Here.
Mr. Hutchinson, Mrs. Johnson is also absent. Mary Jo Dentino,
Here.
Mrs. O'Donnell,
Here. New business?
so you're going back to new business?
Yes. New business, please.
So under new business, want to read in 4.1, which would actually, I think it's just going to be 9.1. Approve the 2024-25 school year evaluation of Superintendent John Bilodeau.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make it.
Mrs. Gore first.
Second.
Thank you. Ms. Galnick second.
You're like.
Can I get a roll call, Mr. Bilodeau?
Yes, you can. Mrs. Fritz,
Yes.
Ms. Galnick,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons.
Yes.
Ms. Gore,
Yes.
Ms. Henry,
Yes.
Mr. Hutchinson is not here still. Mrs. Johnson is still not here. Mrs. Dentino,
Here, I mean, yes.
Mrs. O'Donnell, yes.
Yes. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Mr. Gibbons with the motion?
I'll second it too.
No.
Second.
Ms. Gallinek with the second.
Have a good night, all.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
All right, the meeting ended at 11:25 PM.
Thank you.